Hello guys, this is Prakash. Basically, this video is for the one who are actively trying for the AI and machine learning related jobs. Today, in this video, I'll walk you through the top most interview questions which are asked in the machine learning interviews. So let's start the video. This is the quick agenda of this video. So there are 5 questions which we will be discussing in the coming slides. So let's understand the first question, that is supervised versus unsupervised machine learning. So the interviewer might ask you in a different way, like for example, how the supervised machine learning is differ from unsupervised machine learning. So supervised machine learning basically use the label data for model training, okay, while the unsupervised machine learning use the unlabeled data for finding the hidden patterns and the relationship. So classification and regression, they are the common example of your supervised machine learning, wherein clustering is example of your unsupervised machine learning. Right? So here is one follow-up question for you guys. When would you choose clustering over classification? If you guys already learn the machine learning, like static machine learning, so you must know what is clustering and classification. I would be happy to answer this question in my next video. So please comment on this video if you already familiar with this word clustering and classification. All right. Let's understand the next question, that is your bias variance trade-off. So the interviewer might ask you in a different way, like what is your understanding with the bias variance trade-off. So let's understand the answer of that question. Bias is the error due to wrong assumption in the model. So basically it's happen when your model is too simple, and variance is the error due to the model sensitivity to the training data. So this is happen when your model learn too much of noise from the training data. All right, and the trade-off, that means when you decrease the bias, the variance is increases, and when you decrease the variance, the bias will increases. The main goal is to find a optimal balance between your bias and variance so that the model can predict in a robust way. Okay, here is the graph for your bias variance trade-off. So let's understand it from the graph. In the horizontal line, you have the model complexity starting from low to high, and in the vertical line, you have the prediction errors. So if you are finding difficulties to understand this graph, I would request you to pause this video for a moment and try to analyze this graph. So I hope you pause the video and try to analyze this graph. So as you can see, your training data, it's keep on decreasing with your model complexity increasing, right? And at the same time, your error in the training data, it started keep on decreasing. However, at certain point, it's tends to increase. Okay, that is your high variance. So when your model is too simple, you have high bias and low variance, and when your model is too complex, like it's learned too much noise from the training data, you'll have low bias and high variance. Okay, so to find optimal point where you have low variance and low bias, where the model performs well, that is the main goal of your bias and variance trade-off. All right. Next question is about the overfitting and underfitting of the model. So underfitting is something when your model is performs very poor with your trained data and test data both, and underfitting is when the model perform very well with the trained data, but it fails to identify the pattern while you are analyzing it for the test data. Okay. The interviewer often must ask you, like, how do you handle the overfitting and underfitting in your model? So there are certain technique like your regularization technique, wherein you have L1 and L2 regularization, like reach and LSO, to reduce this overfitting and underfitting problem. Here is one quick follow-up question for you guys. I think I already mentioned how we can handle the overfitting and underfitting of the model, but still, if you have more detailed idea about the underfitting and overfitting, how to handle that thing, you can comment on this video. Next question is about the precision recall and F1 score. So the interviewer might ask you what is precision recall and F1 score as per your understanding. So these three are basically the evaluation metrics used in classification problems to find out the correct fitness of your model. Okay, so recall is something based on your truth data, how many correct predictions are made by the model, and precision is something that out of the total positive predictions, how many correct predictions are identified by the model, that is your precision. And F1 score is the harmonic mean of your precision and recall, like the balance way of precision and recall to evaluate the model. Our next question is about the imbalance of your data while you are training the machine learning model. So what does that mean? Suppose you are training a model to detect whether the email is fraud or not, and you have a data set where you have 99% of the emails which are normal emails and only 1% of the emails which are fraud emails. Okay, when the model try to learn, it will learn this 99% of the emails are normal emails, and 1% is the fraud emails. When you try to predict email is a fraud or it's a normal email, the model will have the accuracy 99%, but still it detects like zero fraud emails. So in that scenario you have a high accuracy, but still you are having wrong predictions. So that is because of your class imbalance. Okay, so there are certain technique you used for handling the class imbalance. So like your oversampling, that is your smart technique, and undersampling, which I'll be discussing more in detail for my upcoming videos. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching this video.